From the Benson Tower Studio, this is Fox 8 Morning Edition at 7 a.m.
Our time now is 7:32, and starting today, subsidized flood insurance rates are set to skyrocket because of the Bigger Waters Act. And here with more on the drastically higher rates and how it will impact folks in Louisiana, Catherine Porthouse with the Bayou Gauche Citizen Action Committee. That's a group of citizens in the St. Charles Parish area who are very concerned about this issue. And we've been following this for months. And you are somebody who moved to Louisiana from Florida a few years ago to get away from different situations, economic situations happening there, and now you're here and you're concerned about your home and your flood insurance and how you're going to be able to afford it.
Yes, I left Florida shortly thereafter the foreclosure boom and witnessed what can happen to an economy when something occurs of that nature. And I was blessed that I had found a position up here through a headhunter, and now, as a result of Bigger Waters of 2012, I'm questioning what's going to happen moving forward.
What have you been told about your flood insurance once this starts to kick in?
Well, with the map changes that are currently proposed, I could be looking at a BFE of about 6 feet with actuarial rate in excess of $14,000. With that, I have a real concern of the equity that could be lost from the home, possible collapse in real estate market, and what it could mean to our economy overall.
And we know that the maps that FEMA has put out, that folks in Louisiana, business leaders, congressional leaders have said that these maps do not display true defenses that are in the system. Even though they might not be part of the federal system, there are other levies, other defenses there that need to be taken into account.
Yes, when they released these maps, they omitted some of the levees that were not otherwise built by the Army Corps of Engineers or certified by the Army Corps. And as we know that our local parishes and private entities have made some real commitments to flood protection, and they've never flooded. And to see some of these arbitrary BFEs being imposed, and along with the rate hikes to actuarial, it's going to have damaging effects. So now we look forward to the levy analysis and mapping program, which they're going to have selected communities participate in, but we're not quite sure which road that's going to go down and how long that will take.
And I know that the goal of some leaders here, they said this is a national issue, a national concern. It's not just Southeast Louisiana. We've heard from folks in New York and California and the Sacramento area who have flooded before and are concerned about this. You formed this action committee that you're the president of. How are you all playing a role in getting this delayed and stopped?
Well, we are trying to educate the masses. We're trying to encourage people to reach out to the legislators or persons who have the ability to affect the change. With that, you know, it is a national issue. I don't believe that anybody is going to be safe from this. Perfect example is what Colorado is going through right now with their flooding. You had Tennessee, Nashville in 2010 with major flooding. It doesn't appear that there's a community that's going to escape this. Even if you're in an area that you don't perceive to be coastal or near a river, if you're in an area where ponding occurs, just because you're lower than the rest of your neighbors, you could be mapped as a flood zone AE. So, you know, when you look at the maps, you have to pay attention to what your zone is and what your BFE is. So.
BFE for base flood elevation.
Flood elevation, right. And a lot of people think, well, I built 7 feet above. Well, if you built 7 feet above, but all your neighbors are at 12 feet, they could be mapping you as a ponding area. So pay attention to the maps, ask questions, and check in with your insurance agents.
And how can people get in touch with your group if they want to play a role?
Well, we do have a website. We have the Flood Opposition Group on Facebook. They can reach out to us. Additionally, the third Tuesday of every month, we have a meeting down in Bayou Gauche at the fire station. So we encourage people to come out and join us.
All right, Catherine Porthouse with the Bayou Gauche Citizen Action Committee working to delay and put a stop to the Bigger Waters Act that affects so many people here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.